The 47th Harvard Youth Poll asked 18 to 29-year-olds nationwide about a number of topics, including who they intend to vote for in November, their confidence in U.S. institutions, and what has them concerned about the future. Here to provide some context on the results of the poll, we have Kirby Goidel, a political scientist and a professor in the Bush School of Government and Public Service at Texas A&M. Thank you so much for being here.
Always glad to talk politics.
That's right. Well, the poll showed the presidential election, if it happened today, this group of people who was polled for this results, they said they would actually vote for Biden over the former President Trump in both registered and likely voters under the age of 30. When we look at this, is this something that we can look to for the upcoming election? What do these results mean?
Yeah, so if we look back to 2020, what we know is that Joe Biden won the election in part because he did really well among younger voters. We expect him to do really well among younger voters going forward, but there's been some polling throughout the early election period so far that says Trump's doing better among those younger voters. Not so much that he's necessarily winning them. There have been a few polls that might have suggested that, but that he's doing better enough that it looks like maybe younger voters aren't necessarily going to Biden. Biden needs them to win.
The poll also found that a guilty verdict would favor Biden among these voters that were polled, increasing nearly double-digit points in all categories. Is this unexpected? Is this something we predicted?
Yes, we've been polling and seeing and looking at what would happen if Trump is convicted. A lot of people say yes, if he is actually convicted in one of these cases, it would hurt his polling numbers and his chances to become president. As a pollster, you're a little bit unsure because Trump's base tends to be really consistently supportive of him. But it doesn't take a whole lot of people in the independent category, in the young category, in the swing voter category to move those numbers at least a little.
Kind of switching gears, only 9% of the people who responded to this believe the country is headed in the right direction. Many of them concerned about the economy, immigration, as well as foreign policy. I know with the youth questioning, this is not kind of uncommon that generations kind of question older generations. Is this something that we've seen in the 60s, the 70s? Is this something we've seen before?
Yes, but the answer is twofold. Yes, we've seen it before. We've seen the patterns before, but what we're seeing is trust declining across all institutions, Congress, the media, police, the military, everything. Do you think of an institution, trust is declining. It's declining especially among young people. And so, yeah, young people have often been more distrustful of institutions, but we're at really low lows right now.
Taking a look at some of those numbers that we're seeing from that poll, the trust in public institutions is down pretty significantly from the results in 2015. Trust in the president is down 60%. Trust in the Supreme Court is down 55%. Trump among Wall Street is down 43%. And trust in the U.S. military and the federal government is down 38%. What does this tell us? Is there a way that these numbers can rebound?
Not easily. So essentially people feel like their institutions aren't working for them. They feel like their government isn't working for them. It's not delivering on the promises of democracy. It's not helping them make their lives better. And until you see really significant improvements in the quality of life, and especially for young people who are pressed in terms of job market and income and trying to buy a house and start lots of different things going on there, until you see improvement in the quality of life, I don't expect to see improvement in these numbers.
We mentioned that there was a big change compared to 2015 numbers. What has kind of happened since then that maybe could result in this?
Well, we have, 2016, we have a highly contested election. We have Donald Trump often running against the political system. Also in 2016, Bernie Sanders running against the political system. You have 4 years there and then a hotly contested 2020 election and then COVID. Lots of stuff going on there that has helped to raise questions about how trustful our institutions are.
Well, we will make sure to have a link to the survey with the results on our website at kbtx.com. But Kirby, thank you so much for providing some insight and some of the history into kind of these topics.
Always glad to talk.